Bum, bum. Hello, Gareth here, and this is a path, believe it or not. So about 2 weeks ago there was very heavy rainfall in Japan, and this path became a river, well, a stream. And I just found the scene very beautiful, and so decided to do a painting. So here's my setup. I've already done my drawing. The important point about the drawing is keep it very simple. So I've got a small bamboo brush and I'm mixing some cobalt blue. Oh, just pure cobalt blue. So this is for the gaps in the trees and the sky behind. So this is quite tricky to do actually. And once again, as always with watercolour, you're just trying to suggest things. So don't go and try and copy your image exactly. It will really hinder you. Just give a rough idea. And don't have your gaps equally spaced and the same size. I mean, that's happened a little bit here because naturally we do that. It's just the way the brain works. But if you can, try to make it somewhat irregular. So I think I've more or less done that, and I'm just going to let that dry now. So now I've got a mop brush and some yellow ochre mixed with a touch of alizarin crimson, and this is going to be for the path where it's dry. So I'm trying to create a dry brush effect. So notice that I did wipe my brush on the rag before I put it on the paper, and that's so important to get rid of excess water. And I'm changing my mix a little. This one has a bit more yellow ochre in it. So I'm trying to create dry brush effect and variety. So I want to do as few strokes as possible and create a dry brush effect. So if I can leave little white gaps between as well, between the strokes, that's good. And a bit more yellow ochre and a touch more alizarin crimson. And then on the this nearer side, I think these rocks roll down the path. It's a very, very long path with a house at the bottom, which I wouldn't have enjoyed living in when these rains were coming down and you've got rocks coming down the path towards your house. So I'm trying to create a dry brush effect. Not always succeeding. And I'm trying to paint around the rocks as well because they're going to be a bluish colour. And that variety is nice. So you see how I try and do the minimum of brush strokes. So cleaning my brush, wiping it, using that blue, cobalt blue, and now I'm doing the rocks. So you can see that I'm using a spiral bound pad with two clips, two small clips at the bottom. I find that the best setup. and then you can wipe off a bit of paint with your finger if it goes in the wrong place. And I'm just trying to soften that edge because it was a bit hard. So my brush isn't that clean actually. It should be cleaner than that, but it doesn't matter too much. And I'm just mopping up excess water there because it will give an ugly umbrella. Okay, the whole thing has dried now. And we're on to the next stage, which is the trees. And any moment I'm going to be in painting. Wow, I really am painting at a relaxed pace here. I'm trying to work out what the heck I'm doing, but I'm sure any minute we're going to see me start to paint the trees. Wow, I'm really taking my time.